Spoiler alert. The following will contain spoilers for WandaVision. What's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. Now, for a long time with WandaVision, fans have been speculating that there's going to be a major cameo that's going to happen. We've had interviews with Paul Bettany where he was talking about an actor that he really wanted to work with. Then you also have Elizabeth Olsen, who she was interviewed and asked, hey, is there going to be a Luke Skywalker Mandalorian type of moment that fans are really going to get excited about? And she was like, yes. So of course fans are still super excited because there could still be yet another big reveal. So today I want to give you guys my top cameos that I think will blow Marvel fans away if they happen. All of that coming up next. The first cameo that could happen could be Baron Mordo. So it's already been confirmed that Wanda will be appearing in the second Doctor Strange movie, The Multiverse of Madness. So a Doctor Strange villain's appearance could make sense for Baron Mordo. Personally, I don't think he's very likely to show up, only because I kinda get the impression that Marvel may want to keep the Doctor Strange villains, for Doctor Strange, and any villain that appears in WandaVision will stay connected directly to her show, especially if there's a potential for a season 2. Moving on, we have Blue Marvel. For a while, Monica Rambeau has been talking about meeting up with her aerospace engineer friend. Well, Adam Brashear would definitely fit that bill. He's a brilliant scientific genius, and in the comics, he and Monica were also a bit more than friends, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm a little hesitant on Blue Marvel only because when I had a chance to speak with Tiana Paris about this, she mentioned that it would be cute and all, but it didn't sound like he was a character that they really had under consideration. Now, it's also very possible that, she's a very good actress, and maybe she was being coy. But beyond all that, I don't think that many MCU fans know very much about Blue Marvel, so the only way this cameo would really be mind-blowing would be if maybe a megastar were to appear as the character. Next up, we have the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Now let me just say that if I were a betting man, I'd say that Doctor Strange is more than likely the best bet to cameo here. As mentioned before, we already know that Wanda and Strange will partner up in the future Doctor Strange sequel, so this is by far the most obvious and likely appearance to happen. Actually, I do believe that Strange may have already been trying to show his presence in the show by trying to send secret messages to Wanda all this time. Now, will a Doctor Strange cameo blow fans away? Maybe a little bit, but there are some other characters that can do better. One character that could possibly blow fans away would be the master of magnetism himself, Magneto, played by Michael Fassbender. As many fans know, for a long time, Wanda has been believed to be the child of Magneto, the powerful mutant from the X-Men franchise. That undoubtedly would blow fans' minds all across the board because we all have been longing for some sort of valid confirmation that mutants exist in the MCU. Magneto's introduction would shatter any speculation for sure, and that would be nothing short of amazing. However, there are a couple drawbacks here. For one, in recent years, Marvel Comics has already retconned the idea of Magneto being Wanda and Pietro's true parent, thus making Wanda not actually a mutant anymore. Another drawback is to consider how this would actually make sense for the story. If Magneto shows up for, let's say, whatever reason, there's no way we could just ignore him for the next 2 to 4 years, as Marvel has already made a number of shows and movies to help set up Phase 4. If WandaVision is supposed to set up Doctor Strange 2, I think Magneto would be way too much of a distraction, and thus I think he's not very likely to show up, even though it would still be so cool to see. Next up, I've gotta go with John Krasinski as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Look, fans have been trying to fan cast Krasinski in this role for years now. This would be nothing short of a grand slam. Not to mention the fact that the role of Reed Richards makes perfect sense to include here. I've already made a video pointing out the possible clues of the Fantastic Four already existing in the MCU and within the SWORD organization. Reed Richards could easily be the aerospace engineer that Monica was referring to. Plus, Kevin Feige has already announced that there will be a Fantastic Four movie on its way. And prior to that, there were reports that Krasinski has been in talks with Marvel too. He even made a joke about it on his YouTube show.
And finally, there's this 4-paneler, which I have to appreciate as it'll be the closest I ever get to playing a comic book hero.
What I love about this possible cameo is that it wouldn't be a distraction or disrupt anything going on in WandaVision, and it would be something that the fans have always wanted. As for an honorable mention, if there ever were to be a mutant to show up, I think the best bet would be Hank McCoy, aka Beast. In the comics, not only was Beast a member of the X-Men, but he was also a member of S.W.O.R.D. too. This would be yet another welcome cameo from fans because again, it would be the unquestionable confirmation needed to establish the fact that mutants do exist in the MCU. Now, I'm not really sure if they'd make Hank McCoy an aerospace engineer, since most of his education and story revolve around his education in biology and the study of mutant DNA. Nevertheless, seeing Beast come through as Monica's friend would actually be pretty cool. Now, coming in as number 1 for the most mind-blowing cameo, we have the evil, demonic presence himself, Mephisto. The funny thing here is that fans have been suspecting Mephisto being the major villain, despite the fact that the show has made an entire song about it being Agatha all along. But hey, anything is possible, and maybe Marvel will still include this dark villain. But how exactly would Marvel blow our minds with Mephisto? Well, I believe the absolute best way to do it would be to cast none other than Keanu Reeves in the role. Given the actor's popularity and his past roles, I think this would be absolutely insane if he just rolled in as Mephisto. Keep in mind that it has been reported that Keanu Reeves has been in talks with Marvel for a while now, and they've always been trying to find the perfect role for him. Well, I think this would be just a perfect match. Well, those are my picks on the final cameo for WandaVision in the season finale. Who would you like to see show up, and who would just blow your mind if they do? Let me know your picks down in the comments below. Now, before I go, let me just say that the director of WandaVision has recently been interviewed, and he said that he believes that some fans will be left disappointed with the final episode, mainly because of all the fan theories that are out there. So that means that there may not be a major villain behind it all. There may not be a super special cameo to show up as Monica's friend. For all we know, it could be Dr. Tyson. There may not be any mutants either. So at the end of the day, it's cool for us to speculate about these things, but we shouldn't give them any real weight. That way, if any of these theories don't pan out, we can still enjoy the unique story that WandaVision is giving us. Remember, the higher you set your expectations, the greater your potential disappointment. Don't forget, I will be going live Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss out on the notifications. In the meantime, I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.